Started with Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers. What's going on, Aries? This is your Valentine's mid-month, February 2024. You versus them. There is going to be an extended. The link for that is in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members, and private readings are at betwixt.me. What do we have coming in for Aries, please? Liberty. And the Sea Witch. Okay, so you have two characters here. One, the color blue might be relevant. It's like there is a character here who is beckoning someone to come out of this cage. They're like, I have a treat for you if you come out of this cage. There is, what are those? Well, I thought they were snowflakes. It could be snowing when this goes on. But this card talks about liberty and the number 2. And it feels like, look at how her hair supports this one. This feels like a support character. Let me put it that way. And then you have this character. And notice the difference between how she holds her pet and how she holds her pet. This is, the door is always open. Here's a little nourishment if you would like. I'm holding you. I'm supporting you. And this one is holding this fish in place. And I was just looking at this. It's supposed to be like an underwater umbrella, but when I first saw it, I thought it was like a black cloud. It could be negative thoughts. There could be someone with the hair seems significant for whatever reason. Maybe they have gray in their hair. But the other thing that I'm noticing about this card is that this is a jellyfish. I never noticed that before. These things sting. These are stingers and tentacles. So you have these two characters here who do things differently. One of them is more like, come as you are, come as you will. And the other one is like, I have you. Well, give me some actions for this time frame. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles. So you have someone who is single and free and looking good, feeling good, smelling good. The Lovers and the 3 of Swords. Wow. I think being single breaks their heart in a real way, and it makes them feel like they need to wrap this fish up or hold them down or put tentacles on them or stinging tentacles. This is a little bit of, codependency, I guess. So, but there's a reason why people wind up like this. You know what I mean? Starting from a young age. That's just how this is coming from a place of pain right here. And also like a holding this fish down. Now this one over here, and look at how she just has the door open. And this bird comes towards her. This could be same-sex relationship because there's 2 women here. But that's just imagery. It could just put your place where you go. And if you look at this picture, this bird comes and sits right on her finger. She's not holding them down. She is not asking anything of them. She is not. This is liberty. It's peace. Liberty, liberty, liberty. The Emperor. There's Aries right there. And the Knight of Wands. And, okay, so if there is a dude here, they're a player. Or at least they think they are. Okay, they do those types of things. Emperor, player. It could also be that particular emperor takes action and will take risks, you know, because anybody would say that trying to jump through the ring of fire is risky, right? So they take risks and they do things. The World, and the Empress. Emperor and Empress. Someone here could be pregnant because she has, that's literally pregnancy right there. But Three of Swords. Wow. There's heartbreak there. And these things here might be frames of mind. Like one person in the relationship is easy and free and has like an open door policy. And that doesn't mean an open relationship where you can run around and do whatever. It means it's a comfortable nest to where this bird can just come land, and they're not going to get trapped there. This person isn't going to put a chain around their leg and tag them and turn them into a castle raven. They're not going to do any of that. It's liberation is the vibe of one of the people in this scenario. Over here, we have someone who has so many past experiences to where the only way to keep something is to smother it. To absolutely just wrap around it and just not let go. And it's like, this is a declaration of love. See how much I love you. And it's leading to heartbreak all over town. So what actually happens during this time frame between, give me a something. Okay, so this Emperor up here is in a hangman position. Because it's like there's a tower moment, see, but look at how this is like really, 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 really clinging to make sure this tower doesn't fall. And it feels like if this Emperor vibes in liberation, this other person is really holding on, and it feels heavy is what it feels like. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. So during this time frame, we are at a stalemate because we are on opposing sides we're not on the same page. Someone's like, if you will just release your tentacles, I will land on my own here. I will come to you easily. But it stings and hurts and it causes pain and drama when you put jellyfish tentacles around me. It's a lot. It's too much. So you have hangman between this Emperor and this Empress. But there is a tower moment. So let's go to the extended and see how that plays out. All right. The link for the extended is in the box below, and private readings are at betwixt.me. Okay, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, what's going on? Links for the extended in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on Members. Mid-month, February, Valentine's, you versus them. What's going on for the rest of the month for Taurus in love, please? We have stranded for one person, and the other energy is to the moon and back. This card fell out too. I'll get to that in a minute. It's Lorelei. So one character in the story is to the moon and back. I love that story. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what it's called, but that's what they say all the time in that story. This is someone who means it. They are in all white, which means that it's pure. Like there's no reason to doubt the ones that are in all white. She rides in on the moon, probably vibes really hard with the moon phases. But this is somebody could be in their 50s or 51. Somebody could be in their 40s over there. You got 44, but it's neither here nor there. That won't resonate with everyone. Big love, and look at how she's looking. Even from here, it's still like no matter where you put it, it's like she's gazing at this one over there. This card says stranded. And it came out in a couple of other readings, and it was this person who's all caught up in a tree. And a tree in Lenormand, or, you know, keywords for divination, trees talk about family, deep roots, things that are growing out of control, situations fertility, groundedness, family, all of that. And they are caught up in it. And this ship is huge. So you're talking about relationship, situationship, friendship, whatever. And they're caught. They're stuck in the middle with you. They are, it's like their anchor got even further grounded or something like that, a new sprout, and their anchor is all kinds of twisted and turned. And this person over here is watching them. It's the big love, I love you to the moon and back. And it feels like she's watching this. Somehow, maybe spiritually viewing what's going on. Come on. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my dog is driving me nuts. Well, that's probably relevant too. I mean, the dog in Lenormand talks about your best friend, someone who would love you with an unconditional sense. That is, she's watching somehow. Okay, and then this hidden card that I was talking about is Lorelei. And look at how she has the anchor. So this could be, I saw it one way, but I'm also seeing it another way, just depending on what your scenario is. For some of you, it's a third character, and they have hold of the anchor, and that's why it's caught. Or it could be that if these are the same person, that they know how to unravel this anchor. Queen of Cups. It feels like big love, put it that way. But they're all caught up. Okay, Ace of Wands in the World, as far as action goes. 4 Cups and the Hierophant. Okay, crazy how I just put those. I guess these are those and those are them, right? There's news coming to this one. Big news, surprise, something sprouted. There's sprouting over there too. And it feels like you have this masculine who, look, even in this image, they're all caught up in a tree. They're all caught up in their life or circumstances or these Hierophant kind of moments. Seemingly can't keep getting stuck. Or 4 Cups usually to me talks about disappointment. Maybe they're not happy with their lot, or I don't know. But whoever this person over here, that's big love, because to the moon and back. But Ace of Rods, that Ace of Rods is coming out of a book. And books in Lenormand and divination and whatever talk about knowledge, things that are written, secrets, mysteries, fantasy or fiction, or fiction or nonfiction. All of the things, it is written. And 4 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands fell out together. It does feel like there's someone in between this, somehow or other. You know, for some of you, these are just people around you. But something's on lockdown. Very much on lockdown. Bam. You shall not pass. Look at how it's like they're guarding this one. Standing guard. This one doesn't look very happy to be a prisoner. I don't know why I said that. That's what it feels like. Stranded. Stuck. This one here has the anchor. I don't know who that is. I don't like that. Yikes. But the Fool. Maybe they are in a new start with this Lorelei character and they handed her the anchor. They gave it to her and they're stuck in it. And that's because of this right here. This feels like standing guard. Look at all that. There's fences and blocks and all kinds of shit blocking this one. They're stranded, literally. It's like they can't even walk anywhere. They'll get ate up. Look at that. Go ahead and walk down that path. It's booby-trapped. Yikes. That Lorelei character is intrusive. Well, notice how I started the reading by trying to pull for those two, and this Lorelei character popped out. Like, no, you don't. What is this big Ace of Wands over here? Because it looks like an announcement or something. The Magnet and Balance. It's time. The Bear. The Raven. It's a direct message about a relationship. Marriage. Ladybug could be birth of a daughter. Communication. Weddings. Emperor. Death. It's like some kind of unexpected meeting, or like you run into each other or whatever. And it's like this person is able to get out. If that makes any sense. Like in real life, they're like at the store and this one isn't around or something like that. And they're like, blah. And they tell her, this one that loves them, all of the things. All of the things. And it feels like, yeah, and then you have the, look, even it comes out as white again. That feels like a warning signal. Or like they are lighting some kind of beacon, like, help me. I don't know. It feels like the way that they say it puts on some kind of like light bulb. And here you have the dog again. To the moon and back. Like, I've got you. Ooh, cliffhanger. Okay, let's go to the extended and see what they do after this. Links for the extended in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. Bye. Okay, for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what's going on? Links for the extended is in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. You versus them, end of February. What do we have for Gemini, please? The Gardener. And the other character, please. Ooh, the White Rose of Hope and the Observer. Okay, those came out together, so I'm going to keep them together. One character in the mix, they could be really earthy. They could feel out of place, like not necessarily, they could have two homes. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they stay here, sometimes they stay there, but they don't really have, they're not really planted, rooted, but in heart, they are a gardener. And what does a gardener do? They can, if they had a place to create, they probably could, put it that way. And that's their prerogative, I suppose, as a person. Then you have this other character who comes out as the Rose of Hope. Now, this could be that this gardener watches them because this is the Observer. They see them, and that gives this one here the rose. This one is the Rose of Hope, meaning that is my destiny, or that is the place where I can. Which gardener do you know wouldn't want to take care of the White Rose of Hope? Right? This is someone who probably is observed by a lot of people. They are, they bring hope. They are hope. Put it that way. You might know someone named Hope. And you have this gardener over here who would be the perfect caretaker for the White Rose of Hope, right? That's what they do. Let's get some actions for this time frame for Gemini, please. Nine of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Magician. So you have this gardener over here who very clearly wants to do the planting. Okay, and what does that mean in real life? It means that this is a person who wants to invest in this person over here. Except you have nerves and sleepless nights and more fantasizing than you have action. All right, give me actions for this other character over here. They are seemingly unapproachable, though. Maybe it's because so many people watch them or observe them. Or maybe it's because since the Observer card came out with this White Rose of Hope, that they can see. That's probably why this vulnerability card is here, because they're like, they can see me. They can see through me. They can read me, something like that. And this one here, hope itself is waiting for a change, is waiting for something to happen. Probably a reconciliation with an emperor. Shit. It's funny because when I'm pulling for this hope person, 2 cards at a time keep coming out for them. They probably are a person that likes even numbers. Okay, they're not one that likes to be single, and that's one thing that brings hope. Another thing is there's probably a couple of children involved, but that looks like a whole dynamic. It's us, all of us. And there's something about that is the hope, right? It feels like home, I guess. So what is it that this one over here does? Because they're the ones that need to make the action, but all of these images, their back is turned. What is it that they're actually going to do? Well, be in their feelings. But then you have this could be a water sign. All right, but they're going to, what does a gardener do? They nourish the garden. And if she's the rose, very clearly the rose needs nourished. So that's what they're going to do. But it's like they maybe don't know how, which doesn't make any sense because they're the gardener. This is overthought. They're thinking it way too hard. They know exactly how to make this plant grow, but they think too much. 9 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. So they do something in the background. I think I got this for another reading too, where this masculine does some big grand something, but they don't include the other person in it. They present it as a gift or an offer instead of like, how could I compare this to real life? Like, let's say that 2 people were going to buy a house together and one person went off and bought a house. And then they're like, surprise, that's 7 of Swords. But it's just because of nervousness and like fear of rejection and like probably control. A lot of it is about control. But, okay, so what does this one even want then? Just because she's hope doesn't mean she has to accept it. What does she want from them? And it doesn't have to be that. It just feels like something in the background that they do. See, again, with the back turned away from the Ace of Cups, she probably doesn't believe in them. This one here who has eternal hope no longer has hope. Which is crazy. 2 of Cups. See, but that's my point. 2 of Cups and the Empress and the Emperor. You know, that's the thing about long-term relationships. one person will always keep the light of hope burning. And she does. And this one over here does something for that one in order to establish the role of the gardener. Ace of Cups. Boom. For you. Oh my God, I love it. And then look, she turns back around. Turns right back around. Her turn around. That's adorable. Okay, let's go to the extended and see what happens after this, because whatever this is that they do, which we'll get oracle cards and stuff on it to see more what they do to initiate this interaction between the gardener and the rose. They do something, and she seems to like it. Okay, links for the extended in the box below. Till next time, bye. Okay, for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what's up? This is for end of February, Valentine's Day, mid-month, all of that. You versus them. The extended for this is in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. All right, you versus them. You have a new direction. And I want to mention that you might hear in the background a big, huge bee just flew into the room. And weaving flowers. All right. So the first card that came out was New Direction. And this is as clear as it sounds. There is a person here who has gone off into, they're just kind of letting the breeze take them. They are, the New Direction sounds exactly what it sounds like. They had some kind of foundation. They had some kind of something, and they've gone off in an entirely new direction. And that is, this right here is the character. They're not a part of, this is splitting up. It's exactly what it sounds like. One of the people in this, they're on a new vision, new journey, new whatever, in another direction. Then you have a person here who is weaving flowers. And that is when you're weaving something, okay, the intention is for it to have a completed project, meaning maybe trying to build something, creating a, like a blanket. What do you weave? You weave basket, probably a basket. Typically baskets are woven. And the idea of that is for it to catch, hold things. You could know someone who wears pigtails. But these are very beautiful colors. They could have red in their hair. There is the attempt here to grow something, to turn something into something bigger, or a completed project, or a thing. And right there is that bee. It's huge. It just flew out the window. That's so crazy. Right when I said that, a completed project, the thing flew out the window. All right. Let's have some actions for this time frame for Cancer, please. Seven of Pentacles. Every time I see this Seven of Pentacles image, it looks like somebody feels like half. They got half of the Hermit. Wow. So we have a lonesome dove here. This is a person, every one of these images, they're by themselves. They feel like half. They could have people coming at them, wanting to talk to them, but they're not responding, or not, what does that look like? That's a mermaid who got out of the water and crawled all the way up on top of that thing so nobody could reach them. And it's like whoever went in this new direction, it really affected the other parties. And they're even looking at the moon like, what the fuck? What was that? What just happened? Cards are everywhere. Ace of Wands. Okay, so, but I want to say never fear, or hope is near, okay? You have this Ace of Wands, and the look on her face, it's like, wow. That is, wow. And it feels like, King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. It feels like as soon as somebody goes off in this new direction, all of a sudden they get a financial reward for it. Or they get an influx or an inflow, or all of a sudden something in business is really starting to work out. Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. And I'm looking over here. You have the Lovers and the Emperor. There they are again with the braids. And they are, it feels like this card accidentally was in this deck. I'm not sure why, but it's the Liberation card. And look at how their back is turned. It feels, and then you have, every time I see this particular Knight of Wands, it's like a look at me type of thing. Like, look at me jump through hoops. But it feels like somebody went off in a new direction, probably for Pentacles, in order to have more Pentacles, in order to relieve some kind of block, in order to, I don't know, they just took off in this new direction. And then they find themselves lonely. But it's like when they come back around to this one, their back is turned. Been liberated. And trying to heal with that. Because it feels like, tell me about the new direction, because that it feels a little like the wind took them. Wherever the new direction went to. Tell me about how that happened. Ace of Swords. Ace of Spears. The World. Hierophant. King of Swords. That's my whole point. Somebody was like, I've got all these aces. And I'm going to be a King of Swords about it. Boom. New direction. And just flew off. Right there. Flew off in their new direction. King of Swords style. Maybe not very nice about it. Maybe overly excited. Overly like, well, I heard the word overly. I heard confident. Overly confident. Just whoosh. Gone. In the direction of all these aces. But these cards came out first. And they all look very, very, very lonely. It feels like a... Does it looks like it works. All these aces work out for them. Like maybe it was the right thing to do. The Emperor. Seven of Rods. But because they wanted to hold on to Pentacles, Five of Rods, competition, Five of Cups. The Hermit. It's like somebody here felt like they could do it better by themselves. Look at this image. You have all this and all of the support, and then just that. They don't even have a basket to be in. The basket weaver is over here. They're the ones with the basket that holds everything. And somebody here jumped out of the basket, literally, and went off in this new direction. And for all these aces, when is the moment where this happens? Because this looks like where you have the I'm lonely part. Five of Swords, Four of Cups, Traitor. That card is so heavy, but that's kind of what this looks like, right? Maybe they feel that way. Maybe they feel that way. Maybe both people feel that way. This is the basket weaver is over here, and now their back is turned. So we have a moment where somebody comes back in, like, look at me. And they see the back being turned. So let's see what happens after that. The link for the extended is in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on Members. Till next time, bye. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What up? This is going to be a you versus them, February mid-month. Private readings are at bequicks.me, and extended links are in the box below. I just dropped all my cards. All right, what do we have going on for Leo, please? My home is my castle. And the gift. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one. One of the characters in this scenario is outside of the castle. Whether they took it off. I heard it's like they give you a piece of themselves. The gift. Normally I do this as in this is one person and this is the other person, but this feels like a whole scenario about the two people involved. Somebody's going to give you a piece of something and it's a gift. During this time frame, it feels like my home is my castle. High Priestess, 3 of Swords, 6 of Swords, and the Lovers. So it's like, it could be a parting gift. It feels like there's a masculine here who's heartbroken. This isn't the way that this was supposed to go down or something, but look at, when they show up with this gift, look at her face. She can't believe it. Nine of Swords and 8 of Cups. It feels like a parting gift. Like this, there's one last thing that I want to give you. Maybe this feminine here can really sense that this masculine is having a hard time. And they aren't, 3 of Cups. They're like, a reconciliation is such a burden. It makes me an emotional wreck. This masculine could have water in their chart. Somebody here is not, they feel displaced. They feel like everything is wrong. Like there's this whole big castle and then there they are. And somebody's heart is like bleeding here. Bleeding hearts of the world unite, right? Ace of Swords. And 10 of Swords. Somebody's like, it's over. It's totally over. I've completely removed. They've completely removed themselves away from the castle. They are displaced. It's over. It's over. It's over. And somebody is a whole ass emotional wreck about it. But you have this forward moving gift that I think, because look, even in this 8 of Cups, they look back. They turn around and look back. Maybe that's not the best thing to do, is to leave. King of Swords. 7 of Swords. It's like they look back and they see someone entirely disappointed. And it surprises them because they thought that this one over here didn't give a shit. 7 of Swords. This could be a secret lover. With the double 7 of Swords here, this masculine is going to, a King of Swords, is going to reach out to someone they should not be reaching out to as a parting gift. And they're sorry. It's self-interested and somebody knows it. I don't think that They want to fix it. This ending. It's like they don't want you to leave mad. They're like, you were not supposed to. They turn back around and see that this person is entirely destroyed or upset or just really fucked up over the situation, feeling displaced, feeling forgotten, feeling 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, mad. And they're like, well, that wasn't supposed to be how that went down. They were not supposed to be all upset. This pair. And they're like, we can fix it. I know how to fix it. The Lovers. What do you say we engage in shenanigans? Tell me about the double 7 of rods. Or, yeah, 7 of Swords. That is a big fat secret. A secret. If this is this for some of you, this is absolutely a third party. And they are reaching out to their secret lover. Why? Because, well, for one, they fantasize about them all the time. And for 2, they're a commitment phobe. And for 3, they are all kinds of upset and they don't want them to be upset. Marriage, text, forward movement, Leo, money. It's a repeat pattern. It's like the parting gift is that they want to tell you the truth. It's like they're reaching out to this person they shouldn't be reaching out to. And they're like, I'm just letting you know that I am like whole ass married. I should have told you that before. There's a fucking baby due in Leo season. And it's time I told you the truth. And I'm really sorry that I did this and that. And I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying right here. It's a lot. They should not be reaching out to this person. It's cruel. But they want to make sure that they know that they're going to return because they love them. And I think it's, I personally feel like it's cruel because this person over here is already upset. They feel displaced, like they got taken out of the picture. Just popped right out of the picture. And they're like, well, as a parting gift, I want you to know the truth about things, but I'll be back because you're my best friend. Look at this. The man, the best friend, and the third party. That's the insight. I want you to know that I'm going to be back around. Wow. Let's go to the extended and see what the response is to that because I want to punch this guy in the nuts, but that's just me. Okay. Private readings are at betwixt.me. Link for the extended in the box below, Leo. See ya. Alrighty, for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what's going on? This is going to be your you versus them Valentine's Day, February, end of the month. Here we go. My dear friend, that card is hot. That has been out in almost every reading since I picked up this deck. And listen. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, you have protective nests. So before we even get started, the main energy that we have here is the protective nest. And that could be that somebody is very protective of an egg here, which in tarot an egg talks about something that you're trying to birth, something that you're growing, something that needs to be protected because it can be broken. It's something that needs the right temperature in order to flourish. And there's all these feathers. You might see feathers during this time frame. But this is, somebody is protective of their, let's say, growth And that could just be, you know, you've been through enough experiences to where now at this point, we're not going backwards, we're not going in reverse. And so for the characters, you have the dear friend, and this is someone who is truly a friend. Got 2 texts and a phone call right when I did that. So I feel like I'm like, and my phone is blowing up, which is crazy because that typically doesn't happen. And that's probably relevant to what I'm talking about. This is the dear friend. Their phone is always blowing up because they are a true friend. We talked about this card being Rudolph. They're the light in the storm. And then you have another one here who their call is to listen. They could be a listener. They could, I just noticed a split in this. I kind of see it as like a angel on your shoulder and a devil on your shoulder. But this could also be a person who listens spiritually. They listen outward. I like it how they have her hair depicted here as being the grounded thing. Almost like she's underground. It could be that, I'm fairly certain there's no men in this deck. So this could be masculine or feminine. But it's like, do you notice how everything in this picture is in half? Her arms are symmetrical. It's light and dark. It's half right here. 2 minds about everything, but they're just listening in. But the point here is that there is something about this situation where someone or something is protecting themselves. This could be a dear friend that wants to come in. I don't know if they do. Let's see, but let's get actions. Popped right out. Queen of Cups. King of Pentacles. And the 6 of Cups. So this is some kind of soulmate, somebody from your past life, something like that. But this masculine always seems a little distant. Look how small they are compared to the rest of the picture. It's almost like their pentacles or whatever that is the most important thing no matter what. They stand on their pentacles. That's why they're the King of Pentacles. That could be the nest, right? But it just shows you the characters again. I mean, this is very grounded, earthy energy over here with these two. And then you have this blue aura, healing, compassionate, dear friend over here. But I think that what we're coming across during this time frame is a soul lesson between these two. Because I even tried to pull action cards and nothing is happening. It could just be that the lesson is deepening or what have you. But when I tried to pull action cards, it just said, nope, these are what is during you versus them is that it is. It is what it is. What's the lesson? Are you learning it? And what are you going to do with that information? Wheel of Fortune. The Tower. There's the change right there. And the Magician. Damn. This is a big time frame for Virgos in regards to a specific situation. Somebody's manifesting something and it's like manifesting out of control. Look at that. But this also could be a be careful what you wish for because you're getting it type moment. And at the bottom of this deck is the 4 of Wands, but I can't help but see that the 5 of Pentacles is under there and the 10 of Swords. So let's talk about the Tower before I get deep into the fact that this foundation that's being shown here at the bottom of the deck is on the verge of, I heard, depletion. We have Libra, which is coming true, and the Stork. So for some of you, you could be finding out that you're pregnant. I always have to call that, especially with this card says birth of a daughter and the stork. But it's more about the Tower moment is that the break in the tension, or that I think that part of the lesson that we're learning is that this thing between you and this person is protected, meaning it's not going anywhere, meaning it's rock solid and supportive. This is the Justice card. Okay, so that could be a formal relationship or something that is intended to be balanced and harmonious. Like this should be balanced, but you have a lot of water and a lot of earth, which water tends to make earth soggy, right? But this is there's support here with insight, a solution. And the Empress. There's a feminine here who is like a whole mama bear character. They could be really, really blonde. But it feels like this isn't, she's probably this protective nest person up here. This isn't really somebody that you should mess with. With her coming out as the bear, and it says mama bear, like what happens when you mess with mama bear's cubs? Or if you see cubs in the woods, you better run because that means the mama bear is somewhere around. And it feels like there is an arrival. Now, who is this person? Is there this one or that one? Because it's the collaboration. Okay, so there could be 3 characters here. Tell me what happens with this dear friend. It's time, the family, message, death, unexpected. Curiouser and curiouser. It feels like as soon as I pulled out this energy, I lost the message. Like their energy is bigger, and that's why it's protected. There's a correlation here that I'm maybe not necessarily following, because what happens during this time frame, aside from these being the characters, is that a lesson is going to be learned. Key insight arrives, and then you get what you wished for. So let's go to the extended and see what happens after this. The link for that is in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. Till next time, bye. Okay, for Libra, Valentine's Day 2024. Let's see what's coming in for Libra. I'm going to pull 1 card for you and 1 card for the person that you're going to be connecting with during this time frame. This is probably, it's mid-month, 15th or 14th through 28th, but really it's about Valentine's Day. Let's see. For Libra, please. Touch the sky. And like a bird. I've seen this before, this exact pair in a reading. The main energy between the pair during this time frame is the protective nest, which talks about house, hearth, home. It is the one thing that you would defend beyond all other things. But you have one person here who is, maybe they are notice how in one of these cards they're in the clouds and one of these cards they're on the ground. It's a yin and yang type of vibe. One person could be a real dreamer. And it feels like the other person is grounded, but there's wings on this one too. They're just alike. Like a bird. She has a bird too. They're always together. These two hang out together all the time. And when they're not together, they miss each other. It feels yin and yang because one is grounded and I don't want to, the other one's not flighty. Flighty is not the right word. It's a dreamer. It's the super optimist and the super grounded person hanging out with each other during this time frame. I'm going to pull some actions for what you might expect to happen with this person. Like a bird. Page of Swords. 7 of Wands. 9 of Coins. And the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is a person who has declared forever singledom. And they could be an Aquarius. But you have this masculine over here who is vulnerable, all right? They're probably more grounded. They're the ones that are grounded. And you have this protective nest. And even in this particular protective nest, they're up in the clouds. So these are your characters here. And you have this masculine here. They could be covered from head to toe in tattoos. They could be super buff. But they are the forever bachelor. They've declared it. And it would take something along the lines of pulling Excalibur from the stone to make this happen. But these two are, like I said before, always together in one way or another. It could be spiritually, it could be in thought, especially if they're like a bird. You have this like communication vibe, right? But I think here's the thing about saying that this masculine for sure is like a bird, because she's the nest. All birds need a nest. And this masculine maybe they're over there by themselves and she's over here by themselves. And maybe they're both trying to heal or have been trying to heal. But this one is up in a tree and this one has the whole entire nest. And so this person is like, I'm a forever bachelor because that's the best thing to do. And maybe that's what they're telling you. Maybe that's what the truth is during this time frame for Libra, is that somebody's like, I'm blocked off from a relationship because whatever, forever bachelor. Forward movement. Playtime. And a rendezvous. See, this is my point. You have this unexpected rendezvous that changes things, because that's crazy, because I'm like, they're going to be single. They're the forever bachelor. That's what they're doing. But they aren't because they're always with that one. In some way, shape, or form, they are always together. It could just be in spirit. Tell me about the fun ski, because the dolphins have a good time together. They laugh a lot. They're funny. 7 of coin, or 7 of cups, I mean. 2 of coins, and the lovers. There's this time frame, this interaction. This is the Clover talks about an unexpected rendezvous, and it feels like pulling Excalibur from the stone. This is breaking the forever bachelor. This is changing their mind. This is having them realize You're a bird, I'm a bird, and she has the nest. I need a nest. They're always in it together. It does feel like we've always been in this together. And you have this interaction, this thing, and look at how smooth those tracks are. It feels like it's a simple interaction during this time frame where this forever bachelor decides that they're not a bachelor anymore. They open up and let her in. Tell me about that. Opening up and letting her in. The Fool. But look at how cautious. I don't know if you can see clearly in the background. Those are dragons. And he's being very, very careful about it. That's that too. I mean, that's careful. And 10 of Cups. It makes you really happy. The actions that they take during this time frame make each other happy. But we're coming into the energy around Valentine's Day or, mid-month February where these people are not together, but they're always together. Whether that's in thought, in mind, what have you. And then you have this interaction here that changes things in a real way. Okay, so if this resonates for you and you want a private reading, that's at betwixt.me. And the link for the extended is in the box below. Have a good one. Okay, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross-Watchers, what's going on? Scorpio, this is you versus them. This is mid-February 2024. Links for the extended are in the box below, and private readings are at betwixt.me. Like night and day. And the other person is my dear friend. So you have one person in the dynamic who, flower spirit. You have one person in the dynamic who changes their mind. They sometimes they're like this and sometimes they're like that. I'm paused because I'm looking at the moon in the sky and the sun is in her hands. But it feels like this is somebody who is like maybe it feels like they changed their mind, but it also feels like they are tired. And there is a bit of loneliness here in this card for whatever reason. But I guess they don't know where they stand. They don't know what to do about it. And the other character is the dear friend. I love this card. I think that if anything, this person is dear to you. They always will be. You might know somebody that has antlers tattooed on them or in their house, or they have spirit animals. Animals might come to them. Like they might be like a dog whisperer or whatever. They are very naturalistic, but this person is dear to the other person. They are, it's an old bond. It is, they're dear to me. She's precious to me. She's precious. She's precious to me. Maybe other people don't think that, but they do. All right. Tell me about the actions. I just saw 2, 3, 4. So we're probably going to have some kind of forward movement. But you have one person who is certain that the other person is dear to them and one person who doesn't know where they stand. So that's probably some kind of communication breakdown, something like that. What do we have for actions coming in this week for Scorpio? Okay, so somebody could be painting. You might come up on somebody and they're literally physically painting something and they're really focused on it. All right. They are, it's like this person, whoever this night and day person is, they spend a lot of time by themselves. And they do painting type things. That could just be like fixing up your space. They could be creative, but they heal a lot. They sleep a lot. And you have the Ace of Cups with this. So there's big love here. And the interest to heal the love, because the Four of Swords is the healer card for me, that and the Star. But it also, and then here again, if you notice how their backs are turned, it's like night and day. In one image, all they can think about is wanting to work and create and bloom and blossom. And in the other image, you have all of this super duper loving, she's precious to me. You are dear to me. It's two minds. But the Eight of Pentacles is something that is almost bloomed, but not quite. The Fool. Somebody could be painting their toenails when whatever happens here. This Ace of Swords. And the Two of Wands. It feels like this is a choice this dear friend is going to have to make. They get some kind of truth in. Or the key. It could be the solution. I'm curious why this dear friend is looking over at this person, because it looks like you have two people who are in two different minds, but also the same mind. Meaning one person, what does that mean? King of Cups. There's a lot of emotions here. So you have, this could be a same-sex relationship, but you also have an Emperor who is sure and a King of Cups that is not so sure. I think that's my point. That's what I keep getting at. Are these people on the same page? Because it looks like a communication breakdown is what the problem is. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. That is, are they on the same page? That's a matching card. I think that if I get two matching cards, that would indicate same page, yeah? Four of Wands, yeah. So there's a foundation here. It just feels like maybe somebody feels like I should do something here to let this person know where they stand. Or no rain today. I think I got that in another reading too, where somebody wanted to make somebody else feel better. You are definitely on the same page here, but one person doesn't realize that. One person thinks that the other one's ready to leave. And I don't think that that's what's going to happen. See, she's like, they'd rather be single. I know that they would rather be single. That's the Nine of Pentacles right there in the middle. And the Ten of Swords. Like, I know they'd rather be single. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. And it makes them kind of blocked off and seeming like they're here and then they're there. But really, it feels like panicky energy. Like, I'm going to get left. It scares me. And it seems like they're like night and day. Okay. So, what was this over here where they have the solution? Ace of Cups. Stop it. And Eight of Rods. It feels like effort. Somebody's going to put in a little effort here to make sure that someone knows where they stand. Because maybe they see it. We're going to get into the extended about how they figure it out, that the reason this person is night and day is because they're afraid of losing the other person, right? But you are on the same page, whether you believe it or not. Okay, let's go to the extended and see what happens after this. Links for that in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members, and private readings are at betwixt.me. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, cross watchers. This is going to be your February mid-month, Valentine's Day, you versus them, plus extended. If you want a private reading, it's at betwixt.me. Okay, what do we have coming in for Sag? Can you hear me? It's one character. And no rain today. Aw, bottom of the deck is a White Rose of Hope. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. The White Rose of Hope is exactly what it sounds like. The underlying message for you versus them during this time frame is that there is hope. Somewhere in there, there is hope. It is just, I was going to say meant to be, but then here's the listen card and you have can you hear me? I think that maybe somebody is trying during this time frame to get the point across. It could be about how they feel, or they just want you to understand. And if you look at these two cards together, it says, can you hear me? There's no rain today. Feels like, don't worry about a thing. It's every little thing. That doesn't that look like they're there? It kind of feels like somebody is one of the characters. They could have water in their chart, but they have this, they're in this ocean of emotion, and they are seemingly by themselves in the middle of the ocean. But the other character is the sun in the storm. There's no rain today. Do you hear me? I've got you. It's us. There is a we. There's always going to be a we. But I think that regardless of that, when you enter this time frame, one person is maybe not feeling that way. They just feel maybe alone, or that no one hears them. Can you hear me? They may have been saying out loud for a while, I'm unhappy. And it feels like no one hears them. It feels like no one is answering the call. It feels like they're alone. And in that picture, they are alone, and it might be physically alone. But you have this other character who is like, no rain today. No tears on my watch. Three of Swords. Right. That, I mean, someone is heartbroken, and I don't know. I didn't mean to flip that over, so I'm going to take it back. But I think that that's kind of the point. The Three of Swords is a, I'm lonely, and it feels like no one hears me vibe. So let's talk about some actions that happen between these two people during this time frame, because you wind up with the White Rose of Hope, and I love that card because hope is one of the most powerful emotions that there is. It can move mountains. People with hope can move mountains. Okay, so actions, Emperor and Ten of Cups. I think that pretty much describes exactly what I'm talking about. They came out together, which leads me to believe that the Emperor here, the masculine in the picture, is the one that's going to take the action. They're the one that is going to prove that there's not going to be any rain today. There is justice. This could be a legal contract between you and someone else. All right. Tell me about actions that this Emperor is going to take during this time frame. Ace of Wands, Eight of Cups, Ten of Coin, and the Empress. So they're going to leave a person, a situation, a way of being. It's the Emperor and the Empress. Right there it is. They came out together. I love that. They are going to walk away from something for the Empress and Ten of Pentacles. So whether it's a job, a career, a group of friends, a place that they live. Stand in the place where you live, now face north. Think about direction, wonder why you haven't before. I think that they are realizing that they have to make a move because she's screaming, "Can you hear me?" And the answer is yes, they can. Yes, they heard you. They need to leave an Ace of Wands, which is something that gives them a spark. Give me more of the Eight of Cups, please. Five of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. And Ace of Wands again. I think this is about moving or relocating. It feels like they did some kind of drive past and they saw something perfect. They found it. They want to go down this path. Look, doesn't that look like they drive by and they see this looks like an image. They saw the swans there. They are like, this is how we're going to have no rain. And somebody has, I heard somebody has the money to do it. It feels like picking somebody up and then plopping them down somewhere else for the Empress. No rain today. No more tears. Stop all of that. And I just saw a rainbow and Six of Cups and Strength and Ten of Cups. Wow. This is a very happy surprise. It feels like divine timing. It feels like the perfect timing. We're going to get into, in the extended, we're going to get into what all these aces are. But it feels like whatever it is causes, it's the right move to make to leave behind all of the things that need to be left behind so that all these aces can come forward. It feels like moving. Somebody's like, oh, you need to go in a different direction. Here, decorate this house. It's ours. And she's like, this is crazy. This is unbelievable. And it feels like they're doing it on purpose because they see that someone is unhappy, has been unhappy, and also, more importantly, feels like nobody hears them or cares. And this white rose of hope is that they're coming in and showing you that, yes, in fact, they do care. Yes, in fact, they heard you. And they are going to be forevermore your whole umbrella. No rain today. That is phenomenal. Let's go to the extended and unpack all these aces and how beautiful this white rose of hope is. Private readings at betwixt.me and links for the extendeds in the box below. Later. Okay, for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's going on, everybody? Okay, links for the extended are in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. This is Capricorn, Valentine's mid-month. All right, so we have... might know an Aquarius because this card... but I think both of these cards came up for Aqua. Now that I think about it, damn... For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what is going on? Links for the extended are in the box below to Vimeo, or you can join us on members. This is going to be your Valentine's Day, mid-month, end of the month. All right. So we had two come out together. There's all these gardens. There's 3 garden cards here. The red garden, the butterfly garden, and the rose garden. Could be options, I suppose. But I think the point is that for one of the characters, They are the rose garden. They are gentle. The other thing about a rose is that it also has thorns. Somebody could have on red nail polish. Somebody could have on a big ring. She has a ring on her finger. I don't know if you can see it there. But she's beautiful and all put together. But she has the ability to get this particular butterfly to land on her finger. And maybe it's because the butterfly isn't afraid of her roses. That's a black, well, really dark blue butterfly. The color blue could be relevant. The other character in this is got themselves, they walked up here on their own. They have the key in their hand to get out of their little cage. But it looks like they put themselves up there on purpose. That's the lonely tower. But if you'll notice how the other aspect of them is that this, underneath this, I think we did a reading on this a long time ago called The Bull in the Bell Skirt. But somebody wants the relationship or whatever this is to move forward, but they're holding themselves back. They put themselves up in this lonely tower on purpose. But I think the point here is that this one person is a desire of the other, and she has the ability, every rose has a thorn, but it's also the fact that she is attractive to this butterfly like a garden is. And they want to move forward and they want to come toward it, but they're using every bit of resistance that they have to hold back. All right, what is actions for this time frame? See, this is the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords talks about moving forward. But that water is still, and there's that same butterfly wings. So it's the same, that's exactly my same point. The winged one, tattered up wings, dark wings. It's like they want to move forward, but they're not. They're not doing anything. This Emperor. Somebody might call you on Messenger. That literally just happened. Because that is Polly, and he is absolutely a Capricorn. And so you have this other character over here who is waiting on a commitment. I always see the Eight of Pentacles as a waiting card, and the Ten of Pentacles is long-term commitment for me. But in these images, the way that she's looking is like, when are you going to? Not, I hope you will, I wish you will, I wish this could work out. It's like, are you about done doing whatever it is that you're doing that is stopping you from coming towards me? Are you about done? Six of Cups. Because she can feel it. They could probably both can. They can. I pulled cards before this and I didn't like them because they were the exact same cards as the Aquarius reading, which was the Sleeping Beauty and the Stranded Person. And it felt like one person was in dream space about where it could lead to. But something happens here where this mind cage gets opened. This thing that's been stopping them. What has been stopping them? Knight of Rods, Wounded Warrior, Overthought, Healing, Judgment, About Love, Queen of Rods, Knight of Rods. You gotta say something. It almost feels like, will you wait for me? I'm like, what's the reason that they are, why are they doing this? Why are they holding themselves back? And I just cut the deck and you have the Two of Cups. Because they have their reasons. But it feels, from their past or whatever, but it feels like they want to say something to open up this. Somebody wants to say something, one of the two people. Something gets said here to make this move. And it feels like, will you wait for me? The High Priestess, you can feel it coming. Ace of Pentacles, hey. 5 Cups. Womp womp. Wow, lots of disappointment. The Sun and the Chariot. The Fool. Will you wait for me? This person, it feels like this person does talk to you all the time. They do consider you a Queen of Coins for them, which is stable, like part of their life. Justice, Libra could be involved. 10 of Wands. It's like they want to fall into her. And they dream about her and think about her and stuff, but then they hold themselves off. But I always see this one is that last bit of effort that someone has to let someone else in. And you keep getting the Chariot and Queen of Pentacles. This feels like, wait for me. I need you to nourish me so I can lift myself up. I don't know how I feel about that, but it does feel like, wait for me. Because she's sitting there like, are you about done? I'm sick of waiting. And they're like, I need you to wait more because XYZ. How does she feel about that? Well, there was a lot of disappointment cards. Queen of Pentacles. The Star. Wait for me to heal. That feels like a big request. All right, let's go to the extended and unpack and see what she does, what he does, what they do, and where you end up. Links for the extended in the box below to Vimeo. Catch you next time. Okay, for Aquarius, Valentine's Day, you versus them, 2024. Mid-month February, this is going to be your energy and their energy, who you're going to be spending time with. And we're going to extend this, and the links for that is in the box below to Vimeo. And if you want a private reading, you can get that at betwixt.me. Ooh, we have cards mixed up in here. Game of Thrones. The other character, please. Stranded. Okay, we have Sleeping Beauty and Stranded. The bottom of the deck is Bloom. So before I even get started, the energy between the two people in this dynamic is that it's blooming. This may have been going on for up to 5 years or more. There's been at least 4 entanglements, either between the two of you, or it's definitely some kind of Celtic knot, meaning the strings and ties of fate and all of that are together. But this thing is blooming, and the look on her face is like this is going to bloom whether anybody wants it to or not. Okay. And one of the characters in this dynamic is the sleepiest person you ever met. This person might have a sleep schedule of everybody's favorite grandma, goes to bed at 8:30, gets up about 4:30 or 5. But they spend a lot of time in dreamland because they see this thing being built in their mind. Or maybe when they can connect with the life there, what is that? Shift into your alternate or your best reality. What is it? Shift into your dream reality, and spends a lot of time there. Or they just really like to sleep. This is somebody who values a good sleep schedule. All right. And it feels balanced. They could have hair that's just everywhere all the time. I guess maybe damaged hair, but I don't think it matters. But they spend a lot of time in this place. All right, then you have the other character who is stranded, meaning They don't really know where to drop anchor. They've dropped anchor in this tree, and maybe it's stuck, or maybe they are... It feels like the two people in this dynamic are, one person is daydreamy, and this one is off, stuck somewhere. It could be in their mind. It could be stuck in their ways. It feels like stuck. That's the right word to use, is stuck. So let's talk about some interactions that we're going to have during this time frame between these two people, because it doesn't look like when you start this time frame that you're together. All right, 10 of Wands, Hierophant, Death, and 6 of Cups. Okay, so this relationship has been ended or put on pause, or in one way or another, a soul contract that is a burden needs to have a big change. We have H, we have D, we have C. S. Death to the 6 of Cups. Maybe that's the point. This thing is blooming out of control. It keeps happening. It just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming. But somebody here is stuck in the past. They are, I don't know why, but I want to push it way over there. They kind of just, maybe they want to be, they're stuck in their ways. They're stuck in the past. They are, an ending absolutely destroyed them. Death. And they have not healed or recovered or anything, but here we are anyways. What does that mean? It's blooming out of control, whether people like it or not. Just saw the Hermit. It's like, even if I saw the Hermit, even if you guys try to not hang out with each other in this spiritual place, it's blooming anyways. And it feels like that this is supposed to go down like this because of the Hierophant being here, meaning it could even be that this one's manifesting it so hard. 7 of Wands. This is that same type of imagery. Blooming even if you don't want it to. Like these bars are supposed to keep someone out, and they're getting through them anyways. There was another reading that was like that, about doing the impossible. So you enter this time frame being paused, entirely paused with this person, because somebody here is stuck in the past. They're not getting over it. They're not handling it. They are stranded in their own mind with all of the endings. And this one over here is in dreamland, probably thinking about the situation, and lo and behold, it blooms anyways. Okay, so looks like nothing is happening. See, but here's that knot that I was talking about. That's the card that I was thinking about when I saw that. The Celtic knot says unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, love of a lifetime. That's probably why it blooms anyways, because every time you guys have an entanglement, meaning get together or interaction or a chapter of the book, you just get deeper and deeper and deeper entangled. And so it blooms whether they want it to or not. Is there any kind of interaction during mid-month February for Aquarius with these two people? Aquarius. That says within 2 to 4 weeks. There it is, the lily. This has already been maturing. It's already established. Emotional. Lovers. Dreamy, falling in love. Wheel of Fortune. But that doesn't tell me if they actually do anything. there's a stalemate here because this person is stuck in the past. Is that really it for Aquarius during this time frame? Is that nothing happens except for it's blooming out of control? The Lovers, that's the Lovers 3 times. And Hangman. So during this time frame, somebody that you really, really love, that you do have an entanglement with, is, they are stuck. And I feel like that it feels like a cliffhanger because this is blooming out of control, whether anybody likes it or not. It's just, it feels like trying to untangle a knot. Let's go to the extended and see what they do after this. I want to find out about the part where it's blooming, whether anyone likes it or not, okay? Links for the extendeds in the box below and private readings at betwixt.me. Bye. Okay, for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers, what's going on? Link for the extendeds are in the box below. Wow, 2 cards, just 3 cards. Let's get the top one. A Mermaid's Love. Ooh, I love that card. It's romantic. I love Pisces vibes, okay? It's dreamy. It feels like a mermaid's love. That's very Pisces and my dear friend. Ah. This is fabulous because you have one person in the mix. So this is for end of February, Valentine's Day, all of that, you versus them. And one person in the mix is super duper duper dreamy. They are chivalrous. They might take your hand. They might make you blush. They are, it's the bee's knees, okay? But it's very, very, very dreamy. But look how one person is on the ground. They actually have wings, so it could be an air sign and a water sign, because that's the winged right there. And one person is real dreamy. It just feels like this is chivalry in a nutshell. Okay, look at how he has her hand, my lady. It's very, very, I like that energy. It's sweet. Then you have my dear friend, and this is everybody's favorite loyal companion. Okay, they are, they're the ones that you would call in an emergency. This is the one that would show up. I was just talking to someone, like, literally yesterday about love languages. And that one person might have a touchy-feely, and one person is, like, loyal. Like, that's their love language. But this is beautiful energy. You've got, two sources of energy here that are, well, wouldn't you want to have dreaminess plus loyalness? Is that a word? Loyalness, to be loyal in a partnership or a pair. King of Cups. So we have someone here who is either a masculine water sign or a masculine that's in their feelings. And this is very much like, this is very watery energy. But that is the King of Cups. The 9 of Cups. Oh, you sky. 10 of Wands. And the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so first of all, the King of Cups and the 9 of Cups, this is the glee. If you were looking at a masculine in the mix and curious about their feelings, the 9 of Cups in tarot is exactly what you want. Right? But then you have this 10 of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. This also, there's somebody here who's like taking on extra burdens, but those are flowers on her back. That doesn't look like it's too difficult. I don't know. 4 of Pentacles is kind of a miser card. Maybe it's just that they're more practical. You have one dreamy, like everything is swirly, twirly gumdrops, and one who was like, okay, it takes effort, it takes savings, it takes practical. I'll make sure that we're safe and secure like everybody's best friend would. All So what's going to happen between these two during this time frame? King of Rods. This could be a same-sex duo. Three of Swords. Chariot. Emperor. All right, so take these cards out of the mix. We're looking at this energy right here. All right, so we have one going toward the other because they all face in this direction. I want to say impending heartbreak, but I don't think that's what that is. This masculine is bleeding, like from the eyes. Tell me about, okay. The broom, secrets, the wine. Okay, so we're talking about things that we do need, things that we don't need, and how to move forward. There's secrets being let go of, secrets being shared, baggage, guilt, whatever. And you have two people, it doesn't really matter what the sex is, but we have two people who are taking action. And this could be fear. And there could be a little bit of alcohol involved and something comes out or said. Communication. Okay. Raven, the return. So we're having a nervous conversation here. This could be like next steps. Or like leaving one thing behind to go to another. Like leaving one side of the bridge and going to the other. You know, traveling, moving. That's a lot of movement cards right there. But this communication here, we need to get away from. This is fear. And this is like such a perfect situation. And so there's the lighthouse, tact, diplomacy. This is an important conversation. Let's get the Game of Thrones out because they don't mess around. Tell me about the communication, and we're moving away from fear and heartbreak, so that's a good thing. Whoa, it's a tower. All of my cards just fell on the ground, and the tower was the only one that flipped straight up. I mean, they flung out of my hands. Page of Cups, there it is. So in the extended, I'm going to get more into what the conversation is, but quickly, what is the outcome during this time frame of the conversation? 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups, leaving burdens behind. That makes sense. Because this one over here is holding on to some kind of burden. They're holding on to it. That's what the 4 of... This is a great person. They're the best friend. Don't worry about it. But they're holding on to some kind of burden. And they need to leave that behind. And that's what this conversation is about. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go to the extended and see what is happening deeper into this. Links for that in the box below to Vimeo. Or you can join us on members. Till next time, bye.
Bring it back.